The hospitality industry has been hit hard by the COVID-19 pandemic. Lodges, hotels and B&Bs have had to close during it to help flatten the curve. So to discuss the impact on lodges, I'm joined by Iain Leckie, lodge operator at Lumo Conservancy, and I'm speaking to you outside of Mombasa. And I know you've been really badly hit here by the lack of revenue. Talk us through the process.
The biggest issue that we have in Kenya now is that it was an overnight stop of international tourism and local tourism. There is no movement at all to the lodges and therefore to the communities.
All right, so without any movement at all, obviously no money is coming in. So where has this left your operations and your workforce?
The operations are closed until further notice, both on the beach and in the community wildlife sanctuaries. Labour, except for security, is all laid off on unpaid leave until further notice. So literally there's no income in the sanctuary and no income in the villages with the labour force.
So obviously a devastating impact on the labour force, but what about the wildlife? Vulnerable anyway. What sort of impact is it going to have on that?
The huge concern, especially in the less well-off community sanctuaries such as Lumo, is that where are they going to get the funds to continue the anti-poaching and general patrols? Obviously, with a population that's extremely hungry now, the chances are that bushmeat poaching, in particular snaring, will increase if it hasn't already. So these sanctuaries who have donated land for conservation, they've done the right things, desperately need help to keep patrolling and keep their rangers on the ground every day.
And how are you going to keep that happening? I believe that banks are not amenable for any type of loan in this regard.
The banks have made it very clear to us that facilities, both current and future, will not be availed to us because we're in tourism and we have no start-up date. Therefore, there's no budget possible for returning loans or anything else. We're going to have to go to the big donors as usual and ask them for some basic things. We don't need a lot. Money for fuel, money for service of the vehicles so that they can go out there, and the salaries for a decent number of rangers. The rangers dedicate their lives to this. So it's not that they don't want to be out there, it's just that there is no money for fuel and service and basic movement of people.
And Ed, what about commitment from people who want to stay there in the future? I mean, I know something that's pretty popular here is selling a service that will be eventually given to you whenever it is that you open, if you can still obviously guarantee that you'll be open in that time.
We're looking into the voucher idea. The big problem is that it was heading into Easter season, and also from Europe, the bookings for summer were coming in. So a fair amount of money was already paid up front. We then had to refund 40% of that straight away. And the balance, the larger agents are asking us to defer the bookings at the same rates to sometime in 2021, depending on the seasons. So the ability of the larger agents to look after us and to prepay is already very strained because of the refund system that they've had to go through.
And sadly, Iain, what you're facing there is what we're facing here in many other parts of Africa. And I hope you get the money that you need to keep surviving and for the security forces to be on the ground there to make sure that poaching doesn't go up. Iain Leckie, good to talk to you.